Hello YouTube. I want to show off an automation challenge website. On this website, you take a PO number and let me refresh this. You take a PO number and you need to fill out the ship date, the order total, and the assigned agent. So you take the PO number and you navigate to this website and you type in the PO number that you got from the first tab. That's going to give you the state, order date, and order total. It does not give you the salesperson. You then can use a spreadsheet where it has a filter, and I'm going to get the automation to do all of this, to grab all of this information, and then it's going to come back to this tab and it's going to fill out the information for all of these totals. Let's go ahead and watch the automation. And let me hit play. So first thing is I'm grabbing how many times I have to do this, and then I'm navigating to the different sections, the different tabs, and I'm filling out the information. And it filled out everything. So I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. You're going to see that I missed some. It says to make sure that I don't leave any dollar signs in my order total, but I don't have any dollar signs in my order total, so I can't tell you why I missed it. This is the first half of the video. I will go into more detail. Hello, YouTube. So this is the second half of the video, and I'm going to cover in a little bit more detail. So there's three main tabs. The first tab where you get the PO number, the second tab where you type in that PO number to get the order lookup, and then the last tab is a Google Sheets document that I made with the available data, and I just added a filter. The first activity is invoking code. It's invoking an AutoHotKey code, and here's what that code is. It's basically saying any tab running, if it has Google Chrome in the title, go ahead and activate that Google Chrome. The next activity is sort of the same thing, but this time it's looking for the exact title I'm looking for. So there's set title match mode, and when you have it to number one, don't listen to that. If you have it to number one, that's an exact match. So that's how I'm getting AutoHotKey to get the correct title for me. Now I am going to cover the while statement, and the while statement is checking if the integer index number is less than the number of PO numbers, and if it is, then I need to increase the index number by 1, and I need to set the X paths for the values that I'm looking for. So I'm going to make this bigger. Basically, taking the index number and I'm converting it into a string, and then I'm putting a quote in the front of it and in the back of it with a plus sign. And this double quotes is the same thing as It's how you can escape quotations inside of your string. So basically what is happening here is that these two things equal each other, but since this one is constantly changing because they're numbered 1 through 7, I needed a way to create a variable that will change with it, but it will all still be a string. So that's what's happening here. Whatever this number is gets updated. This thing will always work. So that's how that works. So I will find the current PO number that I'm looking for, and I need to take the PO number. I need to take the XPath that I made and put it inside of the selector. How do you do that? You still do the beginning and ending quotations. You have to put 2 curly brackets in there, and then you put the name of your variable. So you would like to know more about how I switch tabs, and I'm switching tabs with the AutoHotKey. Here's the script for that. Whenever I switch the tab, now I'm going to, I'm sorry. All right. Uh, Whenever I switch the tabs to the order lookup screen, I need to grab some information. So I'm typing in the PO number, and then I'm grabbing the order date, the order total, the order state. Now I'm switching tabs again, and I'm going to bring up the filter for Google Sheets. So this is how I navigate Google Sheets. I'm going to go to Control left, Control left, Control up, and then this is Control Alt R when you do that on Google Sheets. So when you already have a filter, you do Control Alt R, and that brings up this menu. Well, the battle's halfway over whenever I bring up the menu because I have to click the screen. It's like a pop-up that comes up. And what I've noticed is that AutoHotKey does not navigate the pop-up. It still navigates the window that's like active. So what I do is I click the pop-up. Now AutoHotKey knows how to navigate the pop-up menu. And then this particular code is where I'm grabbing that state in the previous step, and then I'm typing out the state here. So that's how I use the state. Then I have to take the order total and remove the $sign, and I'm going to show how I do that. And here is where I'll type in the sales agent. Here are the results of the last time I ran the automation on the right hand side, and I wanted to highlight the XPath values, and then they all have the number 7 at the end. This is at the end of the automation, and this will be number 1 when I start the automation. And you can see that I am totally getting rid of the $sign from the total. So going over, let me hit stop. So going over everything is I activate Chrome. I'm going to find the title that I'm looking for. I'm going to insert JavaScript into the console of Google Chrome, and that code is right here. So I'm copying every div that has this PO number inside of it. If anything matches with that, I'm gonna count the length of it, and that's how I'm gonna get the value for my string number of PO numbers. What I have to do is I have to convert that string PO numbers into an integer, and I do that with integer dot try parse. Now that it's an integer, I can compare it to another integer, which is just my index, and I'm making a while statement. While index is less than PO numbers, continue with the rest of the flow. The first thing I do is I'm going to increase the index number by 1. So it starts off at 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Now I'm setting my X paths as the correct path. The first one is very important. This is how I'm selecting the correct element here, is that I will use the variable I just created. You still have to do the double quotes and then 2 curly brackets on each side, and then you can put in your variable right there, and that works. So then I am going to switch tabs, and this is how I switch tabs. Once I get on the second tab, then I'm going to type in the PO number that I just got. Here's where I'm going to grab the order date, order total, state. Here's where I'm going to navigate to Google Sheets. Here's where I navigate the filter. And here's where I take the state that I just got, and I'm going to send the variable. So that's a variable, and then I'm going to type out that whatever value is in my variable. That's how that works. I need to navigate back to the first tab, and this is where I'm going to start filling out the information. This is going to look familiar. So I am going to use my XPaths that I created. This is where I'm removing the $sign, type the total, type the assigned, and keep looping until the entire sheet is filled out. Thank you so much for watching.